Hi, Tom Bodette for Motel 6 with good news for the traveler. Well, it's time for the biannual trip to see Aunt Josephine. She's a wonderful lady, but the only problem is her cats. It never fails. The moment you step in the door, the big black one, Muffy, starts that curling thing around your leg, and for the rest of your stay, you're doomed to be the object of Muffy's desire. It makes it hard to concentrate on Aunt Josephine's story about Mildred's cousin's husband's neighbor who just had their goiter treated. But maybe I got a way to get you off the hook with Muffy. Motel 6 will give you a clean, comfortable room for the lowest prices of any national chain, around $25 in most places, a lot less in some, a little more in others, but always a heck of a deal. And at Motel 6, you'll never wake up to find Muffy flipping her tail in your face. And personally, that's worth the price of a room right there. I'm Tom Bodette for Motel 6, and we'll leave the light on for you. If you can't go to Europe, come to Motel 6. Hi, Tom Bodette with the itinerary. Day 1, Venice, Florida. Spend the morning sightseeing, then the rest of the day is yours. That night you'll enjoy a clean, comfortable room at Motel 6. Day 2, head north to Florence, Kentucky. Marvel at the scenery and stay at Motel 6. Well, there's a pattern developing here, and it's only to make a point. Motel 6 has over 500 locations in some exotic places like Moscow, Idaho, and just outside Paris, Texas, and Rome, Georgia. To see them, you don't have to change your money over or get a passport, and everybody speaks English, too. What a deal. So take a drive around this country and visit something unique to America, Motel 6, where you'll get the lowest prices of any national chain, around $24. But maybe more important, you'll spend your dollars where they do the most good, right here at home. I'm Tom Bodette for Motel 6, and we'll leave the light on for you. Hi, Tom Bodette here with good news for tube turnips. I know winter's a good time to huddle up around the TV with your family and stay in out of the weather, but hey, it's getting nice outside. Time to pull up those roots and get out there on the road. Enlarge your field of vision beyond a 27-inch diagonal and take in some sights. Admire the vegetation instead of being part of it. Then when you feel like calling it a day, wheel on into Motel 6. We'll give you a clean, comfortable room for around $24 in most places, a lot less in some, a little more in others, but always the lowest prices of any national chain. Before you head out, call us for reservations at 505-891-6161. Of course, if you're out there on the road and you do get an attack of the VTs, that's video tremens, relax because all our rooms have free television, so tube turnips, you're covered. I'm Tom Bodette for Motel 6, and we'll leave the light on for you. Hi, Tom Bodette for Motel 6. Well, a lot of you have written in lately and said, Tom, we'd sure like to save some money at Motel 6, seeing as you have the lowest prices of any national chain, but you say the reservation number's so doggone fast we don't have a chance to write it down, let alone remember it. Well, the folks at Motel 6 thought a jingle would help you remember it a little better. Well, I told them I could just say it slower and you'd get it, but they said no, they want a jingle. I even told them I wasn't very good at that sort of thing, but they said that's okay. So, here goes. 505-891-6161. Let me try this. 505-891-6161. Oh, I told you I wasn't any good at that. I hope it worked. I'm Tom Bodette for Motel 6, and boy, am I embarrassed. Hi, Tom Bodette for Motel 6 with an idea for the 90s. It's kind of a behavior modification program for anyone who wants to uncomplicate their life. Here's how it works. Come spend the night at Motel 6 and discover how to survive comfortably with only the bare essentials. After all, material things are just a burden we place upon ourselves, creating an endless pursuit to make more so we can get more. And at Motel 6, you won't find any material things around to burden you. No, you get just what you need. A clean, comfortable room where you can relax, take a hot shower, and put things in perspective. And unlike those trendy Zen stress relief clinics, a night at Motel 6 doesn't mean taking a second mortgage on the house. No, all this reality will cost you around $25. More in some places, less in others, but always the lowest prices of any national chain. So get out of the fast lane and come spend the night with us. I'm Swami Tommy for Motel 6, and we'll leave the light on for you. Hi, Tom Bodette for Motel 6 with some thoughts about the big baseball strike. You know, a lot of the players are probably using this time off to take a rare summer getaway. And with those $1 million salaries on hold, it only makes sense that they stay at Motel 6. Of course, they wouldn't get the pampering they're used to at those big fancy hotels, but they would get a clean, comfortable room for the lowest prices of any national chain. And since the owners aren't exactly making money hand over fist right now, they could stay at Motel 6 on their vacations too. Well, just picture it. They run into the players down at the ice machine and hang out together watching free in-room movies, like that heartwarming one where the guy builds a ballpark in his cornfield. Everybody gets all misty-eyed and they sit down and settle their differences right then and there. Could happen. Well, I'm Tom Bodette, part-time mediator for Motel 6, and we'll leave the light on for you. At Motel 6, we're celebrating our spruced-up new rooms in St. Louis. Hi, Tom Bodette with the inside information. Well, by golly, we're so worked up about these brand spanking new rooms, we can hardly contain ourselves. Why, we're so out of control, we even brought in a bunch of confetti and balloons. It's wild, especially these balloons. Here, watch this. See, I made a giraffe. And that's the Taj Mahal, obviously. And this is one of the new remodeled rooms at Motel 6. Wow. Of course, even though they're remodeled, they're still at the lowest prices of any national chain. That's one thing that hasn't changed and never will. Hey, you want to see the St. Louis skyline? Oops, that's a hard one. Well, I'm Tom Bodette for the new Motel 6, and we'll leave the light on for you. What do you get when you mix a dash of guilt with a cup of anxiety and a teaspoon of apprehension? Must be time to visit the family. Hi, Tom Bodette with a stress-free way to ease the symptoms brought on by too much bonding. Motel 6. Clean and comfortable and comfortably priced. Close, but not too close. Pretty much like the way you want to keep Aunt Helen and her big red lipsticky lips. I'm Tom Bodette for Motel 6, and we'll leave the light on for you. Hi, Tom Bodette for Motel 6 with a word for business travelers. Seems business has its own language these days, full of buzzwords, like buzzword or net. And after a day spent whiteboarding a matrix of action items and deliverables, it's nice to know you can always outsource your accommodation needs to the nearest Motel 6. You'll get a clean, comfortable room for the lowest price, net, of any national chain, plus data ports and free local calls, in case you tabled your discussion and need to reconvene offline. So you can think of Motel 6 as your total business travel solution provider, vis-a-vis cost-effective lodging alternatives for Q1 through Q4, I think. Just call 1-800-4-MOTEL-6 or visit motel6.com. I'm Tom Bodette for Motel 6, and we'll maintain the lighting device in its current state of illumination for you. Motel 6, an Accor hotel. Hi, Tom Bodette with a memo to corporate CEOs. Looks like all those accounting shenanigans to make your company look profitable weren't such a great idea. Well, all you had to do was stay at Motel 6. While you don't get the thrill of cooking those books, you do get a clean, comfortable room for the lowest price of any national chain. Of course, the other methods will get you your room too, but it has bars on it and you're not allowed to leave. I'm Tom Bodette for Motel 6, and we'll leave the light on for you. An Accor hotel. Hi, Tom Bodette for Motel 6. It's time once again to reach into Tom's mailbag. Ronald in Atlanta writes, Dear Tom, it's bad enough that we Americans get accused of being too fat, but now they're picking on our pets, too. I have noticed that my own dog Sparky is getting a bit husky, and when I throw a stick, he just uses it to stir up a batch of sloppy joes. Should I be concerned? Well, Ronald, yes. But instead of subjecting Sparky the Large to a low-carb kibble diet or a little terrier treadmill, maybe he just needs to get out more. So take him on a road trip. Pets are always welcome at Motel 6, where you get a clean, comfortable room for the lowest price of any national chain. Because after a long day of running around and sniffing stuff, he'll need a good rest. I'm Tom Bodette from Motel 6, and we'll leave the light on for you and your pleasantly plump best friend. Anacore Hotel. Hi, Tom Bodette talking to you on a cell phone to demonstrate how easy it is to make reservations in Motel 6 when you're on the road. Uh-oh, I'm just about to head into a tunnel. Anyway, just call 1-800-4-MOTEL-6. Clean, comfortable room. Lowest price of any national chain. Oh, sorry, this stupid phone's cutting out on me. Man, I hate these things. Call you back. I'm Tom Bodette from Motel 6, and we'll leave the light on for you. Anacore Hotel. Hi, baseball fans. Tom Bodette reading a prepared statement. It's come to my attention that the free coffee served every morning at Motel 6 could be considered a performance-enhancing substance. Well, I assure you I had no knowledge of the stimulating effect of these caffeinated beverages. I regret this oversight and hope this does not prevent our induction into the Lodging Hall of Fame. Thank you. I'm Tom Bodette for Motel 6, and we'll leave the light on for you. Anacore Hotel. Hi, Tom Bodette for Motel 6 here with a DVD edition of my latest commercial. It's basically the same as my other commercials, just with one of those fancy director commentary features. Anyway, for a clean, comfortable room for the lowest price of any national chain, Motel 6 is the only place to go. What I was going for in this scene was a sense of childlike innocence with a subtext of man's eternal struggle against ennui and stuff. I think I got it. Plus free local calls, and most locations. Funny story here. I planned to use a swing and tilt camera for that line, but our budget was cut, so I improvised with a shoebox and 2 pounds of bacon. To get you going again. It's like I always say, love that. Life is a bowl of cherries, hate that. And happiness is friendly, courteous service. Producers made me say that. I'm Tom Bodette from Motel 6, and we'll leave the light on for you. I was gonna go for a darker ending, something about, not leaving the light on, but it didn't test well.